Ladies and gentlemen, the grand finals of PGC 2021 presented by Alienware and Toomey have come down to the final game. It's new happy. It's heroic. 4 points separate first from second. Who will be the victor in our final game here on Miramar? I am Porosaurus. Joining me once again is Toby, and you could not write it any better than this, Toby.
It's insane. I'm not going to do anything to even remotely cast a curse any of those two teams. I'm just going to say whichever of the two teams wins, they both have to be absurdly proud. Never have I seen a tournament where two teams can separate themselves by almost 60 points to anyone below them. They have played out of their minds PUBG, and as I said,
dropping on each other.
Regardless of what
Toby, they are dropping on each other.
Get on camera, West.
Camera.
New Happy wants this over, and they want it over right now. They do not want to wait for this any longer. They want to win, and they want to win now. This is Heroic's drop spot. New Happy are coming to contest. What in the world is going on here?
We came into this saying that these are two prize fighters trading shots back and forth, and now New Happy wants to take the fight right to the doorstep of Heroic. They are going to steal their vehicles, and they are going to reposition, get on top of each other, but it looks like for now, Heroic has managed to avoid the onslaught.
What in the... I like to speculate on hot drops, but never in a million years had I thought of a $700,000 hot drop. I'm shaking, Poro. I am physically shaking.
$1.4 million on the line.
And they have no vehicles now. That's not true. They have one. But here we go. New Happy, 4 in a car. They know that Heroic are split. They know they're split. We know they're split. Do they go to aggress, or was this just to shake them up a bit? Because if that's the case, that is one of the most ballsy to shake them up a bit I have ever seen.
It worked on me. I'm shook.
It worked on me too.
I am shook right now, Toby.
You don't start a final game like that.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't even catch it initially because there's no way that was gonna happen.
That was not on my bingo board.
Jeez.
As PO gonna find Salute. As Salute's gonna go down. Donawa losing one early is Gen G. You can see where they're sitting at 9th place, only 1 point behind GEX. There's still, again, a lot of money on the line, chat. Hold on, we got to catch our breaths here just a little bit because holy moly, that was... Oh.
That is insane. We said it coming into the game. We both said it. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if they were to get the 4 points and tie things up, that Heroic got the 4 points off of killing the 4 New Happy players? But never
I
in my life.
expected it late game.
Never in my life had I expected 4 New Happy to actually... They tried. They wanted to take the fight too and realized quickly and unfortunately that their split didn't pay off, and they both get to live with a bit of a scare in that one. But oh my lord, is that jump going to go down in history as one of the most ballsy plays I have ever seen in all of PUBG.
Okay. Well, Heroic wiping the sweat off of their brow there. Now you gotta. I'm glad we don't have the heart rate monitors showing right now. I kind of wish we could have gone back and seen the side by side, because holy hell, those things were probably beating through the roof. But now they get to pull back, calm down a little bit, reset a little bit. New Happy now playing from that north side from Alcantara. They got nothing really up and around them with the exception of maybe Kaijin, who's in La Cabrera, but it looks like they're moving down to Crater Fields. Meanwhile, Heroic's starting to creep into the western side of El Pozo, and Fury's kind of taking up residence in El Pozo. So we'll see where Heroic decide to go to play this out. It doesn't look like they're willing to fully commit to the city, but playing around the edges of the city like that can net you some kills. We've seen it happen in the past.
Yeah. Fortunately for both me and Poro's help and the players' help as well, things slowed down just a little bit. I'm still...
I want to see the heart rate monitor on me. Jeez.
Yeah, that was close to heart attack rate. That's no doubt about it. That's That's the first and hopefully a last for the sake of my good health. I'll see one of those. But,
I'm drinking too much Red Bull for that amount of blood pressure right there. Can't
New
deal
Happy getting to loot themselves up, as you said. Both these teams will potentially come next circle be fighting for west side control. In the meantime, a ton of teams out towards the east that will have to make that western transition knowingly. Now that unless if a lot of them wrap south around or come in from the far north, talking La Cobraria and Crater Fields, that west side of the circle is going to be heavily trafficked.
Yep. Got to keep an eye on that battle for third as well. A three-way fight between TSM, Virtus.pro, and Donawa. Donawa already losing Salute, and they are the ones trying to play catch-up here, so that's a little bit of a drawback for them. As we check around on the rotations coming through on the south side, Team Liquid going to take some shots from Rex. Rex just peacocking a little bit here, I think, as Leklo and Soul just going to regroup in the compound.
Trying to claim what they hope to be the compound for circles to go towards as we head further on into the game. It's always a coin toss, of course, with where you position yourself with these. Rex, upset that he didn't hit any bullets there, understandably so, but of course had a bit of a distance to it, so can't really fault him too much.
Love the angry spray. It's like after you empty the DMR clip and haven't anything, you're just like, just switch over and empty the whole mag. Why not?
Yep.
As here's Virtus.pro. It's been a long tournament for them over here towards Power Grid. Fortunately, things in this final game a little bit slower, a little bit more calm than how it started for Virtus.pro over in Power Grid.
Yep, it's been crazy. Look at this Ming, Page, both up there in the top of the leaderboard, fourth and first, respectively. It's been an absolutely insane tournament for Page as an individual. What a high caliber player, or just below James in terms of damage, but able to net himself 2 more kills in the grand scheme of things, and most damage so far, actually, on the hands of Soul.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at that, 55 kills, and he's like 4K damage above the other guy who's got 55 kills. 3 players with 55 kills, that's nuts. But yeah, keep in mind those that kill leader, I think, is a bounty, so we'll keep track of that, and that's an extra stack of cash that one of these guys can put in their pocket. We also have the Insane Squad, the 30K for each weekly winner, which we've already seen, and a couple other awards that need to be distributed when this thing is all said and done. Meanwhile, Liquid's still in vehicles, still getting shot at.
Never satisfied with the homes they're given. Continuing to drive around, see if they can find something better for themselves, but all they're met by is bullet sprays, and they think better of it. Back to Monte we go. We have seen again, of course, a lot of circles going this direction previously in the tournament, and if what previous games anything to go by, it's been a very one-sided game in terms of circle variety, so no reason not to stick around down here for a little while longer.
Let's see, Ghibli, much lauded team coming out of the Asian region, out of Korea, made it to the grand finals. A little bit of a slow burn for them this time around, 13th with 53 points, but they can still climb out of this. KPI only 2 points above them. As we see the kill feed starting to light up here, Mamu going to find the knock on the Perfectix.
Yep, Mamu peeking on over, trying to see what he can find on the other side. Able to get in one, not a whole lot comes off it, but of course information gathered as to who's in your nearby vicinity. Always useful to have rotations in the future, and for the sake of VP, I mean, VP was really the team that was on everyone's minds coming into this tournament as being that EU representative to go out and take the top spot. Yeah. Oh, now he's getting shot at as well. That's inconvenient. Oh,
just super annoying. It's a hungry yucca tree. Wants to eat that for US.
I would not be near that vehicle. Once it starts making those clink clink sounds, it's just, get the hell away from there. Get the hell. Cars tend to become poltergeists at some point, and don't want to be near one of those when they get angry.
Extremely untrustworthy. And,
to say the least.
To say the least. And Donawa, looks like they're going to be able to regroup onto Soul's position here, just to the southeast of Monte Nuevo. Now, they do have GEX. You can see us in the distance making rotations around them. They're just taking shots at them, though, to kind of let them know that they're there. We check back in with Beamy and the boys. They've made their way down to the south of El Pozo. So they slowly making their way through, doing a lot of scouting here. Yep, there you go, Soul. Taking some more shots. New circle does pop, and we are going off to the southeast.
Okay.
Tacora Road looking good.
It's interesting whenever we see this map, just look at New Happy. Their eyes full on south. They know that the Heroic is down there somewhere, and they were just sitting and scouting. If anyone comes towards us, they damn better have a Heroic name above them. But not quite the case. New Happy, they hot dropped. They didn't succeed in finding anything, but now they're once again traversing into the nearby vicinity of Heroic. They don't want to rely on other teams to do the heavy lifting for them. They've carried themselves into what is right now the first place spot, and they want to be able to solidify that position by taking out the competition on their own.
I mean, look, if they were willing to do a hot drop on a Heroic's drop spot, they're 100% willing, you got to imagine, to do a little hunting here as we see the Mountain Goat back in action. Making it to the top of the mountain here. Heroic already on the move, making their way into the western side of Monte Nuevo, which is completely empty. Team Liquid has left, and Heroic, perfectly timed rotation here.
My eyes were in James there for a second going, if there's one team, you know, like if there's anyone to take down the EU fight for the top, why not have it be another EU team? Just for the sake of things, you know? Yep, exactly. Heroic wrapping up south of Monte. New Happy wrapping in right behind them, still a little kilometers money away from one another. But a safe transition so far for both these two teams in red as they make their way ever so much closer to phase 2.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head, really. Like, New Happy, they know exactly where Heroic was, right? So they wrap back around on the south side. They didn't wrap north. They could have easily wrapped north and come in from the northeast there, but they decided to wrap back down to the south. They want to backfill Heroic. They want to see if they can spot him out. As oh, that's unfortunate. SSR going to go down. The bullet's going to come through. I think they figured out that he doesn't have an angle, so it should be a safe res here. As Heroic leaving Monte Nuevo, they're going to get in the hills here just above GEX, who we saw just took that knock.
The thing is, for New Happy, I mean, while not taking the fight directly to them like they did in the beginning of the game, they're setting themselves up perfectly right now. Because if they see a knock in the kill feed on a Heroic player, they know that that's a Southwest team, and they know to just full speed send it down there. They don't care about winning this game. They care about taking out Heroic and securing the win of the tournament. Lambert, in the meantime, will fall. Sharp shot the next one. Yoren trying to see if he can find something. Return and finds a good headshot. Sharp shot falls down immediately after.
And Roth going to try to come up over the top and see if he can maybe find an angle here. He's going to take shots from range. I think he maybe got an eye onto Cobra, but not going to get there. ZP Yan starting to creep forward here. The rest of the boys backfilling. ZP Yan hears these gunshots, hears the grenades going off. He's like, guys, come. We can maybe third party this, pick up a few more points, make it a little bit harder for Heroic. Keenan will find the knock onto Yuppie, but immediately gets traded back by Yoren. And now Roth coming in, but ZP Yan will steal away the kill. That's another point in the bag for New Happy.
Every single point could be the deciding one here. Roth runs out of ammo on the last bullet. They're able to stay alive. New Happy wants the third party this, wants to get some kills confirmed, wants to get points going their way. Mill finds some knock on one. Will he be able to claim it, or is it going to be yet another point going in the favor of New Happy? So far, 1 point solidified, but more should be coming. That's a perfect
that grenade
right on his feet. 2 teams down, 2 more points to separate them from Heroic.
Oh, and Heroic has to see that in the kill feed, and they're counting every single point. They know exactly what's going on. You can see the new circle has popped, and it's going over to Power Grid. So Heroic very far away. They have to be extremely careful, extremely methodical about how they make this rotation. You don't want to be dying to GEX here, or Donawa, or some snake in the grass, or some team that's backfilling on a long wrap-around rotation. But look now, Toby, at the map. New Happy, Heroic still are the only teams outside of the circle on this western side.
And GEX just claimed the one spot they could potentially try and go for. This is going to be a fight outside the circle.
Oh my god.
Right now we're at a point where the buffer is big enough that for New Happy, even if they go down here against Heroic, Heroic still doesn't have enough points. So if they can just do enough damage to Heroic, that should be them all fine. And you see them rotating now, and New Happy spots it immediately after. They want to be the ones to take out the second place team. And look at this, they're chasing them. They want to cut them off. They know exactly who they're up against. And no, the upside down vehicle. They get out of it. He gets back alive.
They got hard cover. They got hard cover to work with. Page gonna creep forward. He's gonna see if he can maybe take some shots. Beamy has the bolty in hand. It might be a little bit close range for that. They're gonna take shots. Page is gonna find him. ZP Yan. Oh, he gets knocked so low. Savior GEX trying to provide some support for Heroic here, but now a third party coming through. ZP Yan. The rest of the boys, New Happy pulling up on grenades. Beamy will take shots at Mings. As soon as one of these guys go down, everybody's gonna know exactly what's going on.
I don't think New Happy spotted the GX had already made their way on up here. They are expecting this to be Heroic, but they're going to be caught by surprise now, realizing that now Heroic are going to be the team that could potentially get the third party opportunity.
There's a knock.
A just falls down. Correxy able to find one second player down to low HP as well. New Happy thought they had the master plan, but right now things are going against them.
Oh, they're so low. They're so low. Heroic knows exactly who it is now, too. You can see they're scrambling to get back into position. Beamy will get the heal back off. They're going to go for the low ground. Be careful. Nan has escaped. Nan is no longer a part of this. New Happy, they've committed to maybe just keeping one alive as insurance policy. So ZP Yan and Ming now need to try to collect as many points as they can. See if they can take anybody down from Heroic here. But Heroic, the crash is coming in.
Batulans finds Nan. That's one more player down. 5 points is what separate them right now. Page instantly taken down by Ming. They want to get the flush. They're going to be able to get it as well. Beamy tries to back on off. Yan able to do damage to him. Down to 7 HP. T-Bone trying to stay alive, but once again, Batulans finding players from New Happy. Yan falls. T-Bone able to get the flush with the molly.
It's down to Ming. It's 3v1. Ming is hiding out in the shack, and Heroic is collapsing onto this, but now Navi is starting to creep over as well. Ming down to 19 HP. He's going to take the shots. He's going to come out. Melvin will get the kill, and New Happy is out. Heroic still has 3 left to play, but they're getting pushed from all sides.
They need 5 points to tie. 5 more kills or placement points to tie, but as you said, they are on the edge here. They need to try and back off. They need to try and recuperate, get themselves into a good spot, because they know they have threats looming on the other side. New Happy thought they had the master plan, but they did not see GX in the midst of all of it. They wanted to cut off Heroic, but by missing one team, they get eliminated. And now, Heroic, 3 players left alive, need to find at least another 5 points.
And the best news possible for Heroic here, Navi has pulled off. They've gone back off to the north. They did not want to engage in this fight. GEX, meanwhile, they are content with holding down their ditch. They still have 4 up. They're begging these guys to push them. That would be the easiest kills of GEX's life, as Heroic is just going to hold down the circle. The circle does go up to their to the northwest here, so Heroic can just hold their point right now. They can hold this ridge line, try to survive a little bit longer and later into the game.
Never have I seen something go down to the wire
to
this extent. Heroic, they see GX focusing towards Thunderbolt. They're making an aggressive play forward. Oh my lord, had that nade been just 1 centimeter further forward, that could have been damage coming in for them. They know they need points. They know they need to do something. They thought that could penalize GX for looking the other way, but they don't find it fast enough. That nade, had it been cooked for a split second shorter, that could easily have been a double.
Oh, they were so fortunate to be able to pull off of that. A very, very risky play coming out from Heroic, but risky plays are what you need to get the $1.4 million that's attached to first place. Become the PUBG Global Championship World Champion. Heroic 3 up. It's going to be so difficult for them. They've got GEX, they've got Navi off to the north. They are very much pinned in the circle, but at least they're in the circle. And there you go, Beamy. We'll find a knock on a Quizzy.
He's become a bold sensation over the course of this tournament. He wants to find more, but he's fallen back down behind the ridge. Does he see one more? I think he does. Beamy is isolated in the lowlands right now, so if he gets knocked, it could potentially prove difficult for them to get back on his feet. There is a bit of a ridge line to work with, though. Let's see now. Phase 4 is closing, and everyone are inside this circle. Let's see. Gen G trying to make a rep for the center. Silson able to fight one. Silson fights 2. Eddie fights 1, and Gen G in a split second torn apart, and that's going to be the end for the Gen G race here as they go down in 9.
TSM trying to come in third party this. They're finding all the utility. It's dropping all over the heads of KPI here. The Molotovs come through. 1 still up for KPI. Oh, he's got to dodge. Oh, dodge the flipping car here. It's Emmy trying to go for the res. The grenade will do damage. It's going to knock him off the res. It's Purdy Curdy. We'll find the nice damage here. TSM still 4 up. This could be huge for them. They've left 2 in the northern side of Power Grid where Liquid is. But here you go, Heroic once again trying to pressure GEX. They're going to do damage, but they've got to be careful. They see Ents peeking up over the top.
19 minutes in, and we've already lost and make that 17 teams. We're close to placement points. Those could easily play in fact here as well. 32 players left alive.
The GEX here, especially now that circle is shifted.
They can't make that run. There's no
They've got to
way.
be so careful. I mean, you can see Ents has such great vision over the top of all this. They can't see GEX, but they could easily see Heroic if they pushed in the open like that, and Heroic knows it. They're going to pull back off. They're going to wait for GEX to have to be forced to move. And there you go. They will finally reveal themselves to Ents here. A few shots coming through. No knocks to be found.
The thing is, even if Ents gets knocked here, it's so incredibly dangerous for Heroic to make an aggressive play. They had the nades, and those were really kind of their only, I want to say, chance of getting the kills confirmed. Now one more nade bombs forward. Oh, a little more to the right. That could have been a double, maybe even a triple. As they continue to take damage from uphill, both Petrichor and Ents shooting, but Ents forced to back off now in the other direction. Now taking their focus over towards Jeans and Team Liquid instead. One down, Mexi finds the second. Luke falls to his knees as Liquid try to see what more they can get here. Only 1 point behind Petrichor. We talked about it, Poro. There's so much money to grab with just one more bounce up the leaderboard.
And TSM has collected 5 kills. They've basically secured themselves, or they're trying to secure themselves a spot in 3rd place, but VP still 4 up. They still could catch up here, but TSM getting slowly ripped apart here by Team Liquid. 4 up. Purdy Curdy going to try to make the run away from this. He's going to find the knock. He's going to go down, though, as TSM
Placement
goes
points?
down in 3rd place. Placement points will get them up to 101, but VP, you can see, still 4 alive. They have the north side.
More importantly, Heroic gets 1 point off of it too. So now what was before 5 points for its highest, now down to 4. They really want to make a play forward, but they know that they can't aggress too much. And the good thing is everyone is in a much more open position than where Heroic are right now. So they don't have to make an aggro move. They just need to make sure, like you can see here, that VP don't get a chance to engage on them on the southwest side of the circle. They are hard in the corner, but a few more placement points could be all they need here. They get to third party, a fight between Na'Vi.
Oh, T-Bone.
VP. T-Bone is going aggressively, wants to get inside here, able to get out of the vehicle alive. But he is very isolated now.
Keep in mind, we are keeping a weather eye on that live updating leaderboard on the left side of your screen. That leaderboard includes all the tiebreakers. So if Heroic goes down tied, we are going to assume that the tiebreakers will be taken into account, and whoever is in first place will be your PGC 2021 World Champion.
T-Bone needs
Keep an eye on Na'Vi.
He needs the perfect timing. He cannot be the first one to peek. If he falls, he's dead. Now Virtus Pro is starting to wrap down towards him as well. VP, if they engage on something here, Correxy with a barrel in hand on the other side. 35 damage, forced to prone down instantly. Second nade comes over down to under half HP now. Virtus Pro wants to make a play on this. They're wrapping in ever so much closer. This is a EU on EU on EU fight for potential denial of Heroic to get the win.
Oh my god, Heroic. Oh, Leklo. He gets spotted up by GEX. Yes, he goes down. And that's another point picked up for GEX as they try to catch up with Petrichor Road, but Pero still 4 up as well. Team Liquid also climbing. They still have a lot left to play for. Heroic will take a few shots over towards VP, force them to peek back down. Na'Vi, though, still has a little bit of an angle here. He will find Jeems, but right now all eyes have to be glued onto Heroic here as T-Bone gets knocked so low.
There's no way he gets out of there alive. There's no way. Down to practically 0 HP. He has to make the run on forward. Beam. He would have wished that he hit that one. Can't aggress, needs to wrap around, but the more the circle closes in, the more they're forced to make the play in towards Na'Vi. Correxy falls down. T-Bone tries to make the run for it. Has gotten out of the compound, but is far from safe yet. Still points away. One more team out would be one more placement point accumulated for Heroic, but time is running out as they are caught on the edge of the circle.
Throwables coming through from Na'Vi, but they don't want to take the risk of peeking up over the side, not with VP there with a good line of sight. So the res could come through here onto Corexi. Beamy just waiting to hear footsteps here. If anybody's trying to push, he's not hearing it just yet, but he has spotted out Spiro, or maybe T-Bone may have fed that information over to him. Rexy slowly still bleeding out, but they're so nervous about going for this res, but they gotta try for it now.
They have to go forward. Melman wants to peek down below. T-Bone over the top speaks. A peek spots one, but it's not gonna matter. Example there to get him. The flush comes in as well. Heroic now well aware that they are 2 up against the Na'Vi front. The CIS team sitting here holding them out. Just 4 points from victory.
Oh.
Peeks on over. Hits one. Corexi able to find the knock on towards Melman.
The follow-up Molotov will come through, and now VP has come over the top. They're going to find Na'Vi. They're going to take the shots and pull Na'Vi off of this push from Heroic. Beamy and Corexi can reset. They can wrap around the other side. The Molotov's coming through. Corexi goes down, no! As the blue is coming through, Alia going to find the knock. Beamy going to peek over the top. He's going to have to come back down and take the damage. He can't go for the res. Oh, he can.
Is he committing to this? He's committing to this. It's just Example left alive. Virtus Pro come in and save it. Heroic, or at least for now. We'll see if that's going to be the case or not. Melman wants to stay alive, but they get the rest up. They need to back the hell out of this position now. They're sitting on top of each other. And now GX are starting to get in on here as well. That's a smoke, but more utilities being thrown by GX. They want to get out of the other side of the circle. They try to peek out. One goes down. Both go down.
No!
And Heroic eliminated in 7th place. Just 4 points short of New Happy.
GEX came out of nowhere, and look at the faces of New Happy. Look at the faces of Heroic. It all came down to one game. And it looks like New Happy will be your world champions, but Toby, we still have more placements left to decide here as Team Liquid is starting to take pressure from Ents.
Mexi wants to get back on his feet. They wanted to commit to it. Let's see if it's gonna be possible or not. Rostenma wants to try and see what he can do from the other side and peeking on over, but doesn't want to overcommit too much to it. Again, look at the piles of team here in the mid bunch. They can get so much off of a good game here. Squeaky pushing on forward. Wants to see if he can find even the last standing player for Liquid.
Oh, and it'd be 1 point away from catching Petrichor Road, but they go down. And they will go down just shy. And GEX has now passed Team Liquid as well. GEX collecting more points for themselves, collecting more money for themselves. Perfectix will find Na'Vi as VP has now passed TSM.
Last game is what it took for this leaderboard to get shuffled all the way on up. VP finds one more. They're now sitting at 105. That's a guaranteed top 3 placement for Virtus Pro, while Ents further down the leaderboard still have a journey to make if they want to get the remaining 11 points needed to tie things up with Liquid.
And it all comes down to 2 EU teams in Game 15, but I think it's safe to say that neither one of these are the European squad that we wanted to see in the final 2. Heroic, such a heroic performance throughout the entirety of these grand finals. It's just short as we wait out and see who will win the final game of the PUBG Global Championship 2021. Lou finding an angle onto Tixu as they'll have to pull back and fetch these vehicles, trying to make their way into the next circle.
Trying to at least get them out of the blue for now and find themselves some more time to make a wrap on forward. They know they have the high ground. They also know they probably have to push down at some point, or at least for now, VP has to push up. Just sit back, wait for it, see if you can claim yourself a win here.
Ents has this high ground. They've got 5 kills. They've got a nice little wrap here, and they've got 2 members of Virtus Pro pinned down. The question is, what can Perfectix do from this off angle? I don't know if he's been spotted out. I don't think Hens has any idea that this man is here, and he could do some serious damage. He's gonna find Diggory, take the shots first. Not gonna get the knock though, and he's gonna reveal himself to Tixu.
Crucial that he found the knock there. That would have opened up an opportunity for them to make a wrap on forward, but really liking the position up high from the 2 Ents players, making sure that no one has a free pass and making the transition into this next circle. Let's see here. VP looking for any sort of gap in the Ents defense, but there is just none to be found.
Lou would love to get a knock here. Rustamar, they keep just trading peaks. Seems like a anticlimactic ending after all the struggles and tribulations we've seen all day long. but there's still a lot left on the line for these two teams as Perfectix will try to hold the line, but the flashbangs will come through from Ents, and Squeaky will find the kill onto Perfectix. Now Lou and Batulins are going to have, they're denying points.
Not wanting to give Ents anything, and that's going to keep Ents short of the 8th place. That's pretty much guaranteed. But oh my lord, Poro. Oh my lord.
And here you go, Toby. These are your champions
of PGC 2021.
It's New Happy! And what an unbelievable performance from this squad, Toby. Let's see how much prize money they will be taking home for their first place finish. It's still going, 600, but the crowdfunding, Toby, that's the big jump.
Let's bounce it all the way up to $1.378 million. What a tournament, what an event, what an ability for New Happy to be able to always come back every single time. Heroic separated themselves, they clawed back into it, they took the punches, and they took it to the final game to secure the win.
I think there was only a few times that New Happy took the lead, one of them being going into the final game, and look at those boys, they are so excited. Let's throw it over to the analyst desk to wrap up this PUBG Global Championship 2021.
Thank you guys, what a performance. New Happy here is the world champions, and unfortunately for Heroic, they are second place. They put up an amazing performance over the first 2 days. However, it wasn't enough to quell the raging bull of New Happy here in the final day. Godspeed, Avenger. What a performance here, Godspeed, from New Happy.
I mean, what a grand finals, and indeed, what a performance. We were talking about it earlier. I mean, Ming really came and stepped up to the plate for this team, but everybody, ZPM, HS,